Hey Spoops, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today, I thought I would discover what I would look like if I were in Squid Game. If you guys have been living under a rock and you don't know what Squid Game is, just go watch it. It's on Netflix and it is absolutely amazing. So in this video, not only am I going to be showing you how I achieved this makeup look, but I'm also going to be showing you how you can create the Dalgona cookie prop and also how you can customize your own track jacket as well. This is also part of my Halloween series where I'm going to be uploading a new Halloween themed makeup tutorial every weekday for the entire month of October, so definitely make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on that. I'm also doing a huge Halloween giveaway here on my channel, so make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see how you can enter into that as well. So anyways, with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing how you can turn yourself into your very own Squid Game character, then just keep watching. Hey Spoops, so to get started, I'm going to be showing you how you can create your very own customized Squid Game jacket. Now just a quick disclaimer, I could not have done any of this without my best friend Mackenzie because I actually had ordered a costume for this because I didn't think I would have time to do a DIY, and unfortunately that costume has been lost in the mail, so I had to create my very own or ditch the project altogether. So Kenzie is absolutely amazing. She actually has a Cricut machine, and I wanted to do this if I was going to do a DIY completely customizable. However, this would be the most efficient way to get it done and have the best turnout. So if you don't have a Cricut, do follow this tutorial because you can still do this on your own with the materials. You're just going to have to cut them out yourself. So we used the Cricut iron on everyday white sheet of paper. This is 12 by 24 inches, and technically you can get 2 jackets worth out of this one sheet. What we just decided to do is we just doubled our project technically, so if anything went wrong in the printing process, we could still reuse the same sheet of paper because we essentially made double. So for the 2 rectangles there, each 13 by 2.75 inches, and for the number, I decided to use the Arial Bold font, and this is 4.35 by 2.01 inches. So we went ahead and lined the paper up on our Cricut, and so this is definitely where if you don't have a Cricut machine, you could do this by yourself. All you would do is you would line up the paper on a pad, or you would just cut it out by yourself. So for the rectangles, of course, that is very easy for you to cut out. And then for the 007 or whatever number you want, you could definitely trace out some numbers and then manually cut them out that way. So you can still definitely use this technique. The Cricut machine definitely just makes the whole process so much easier because it cuts everything out for you. But if you do have to do it where you cut it out yourself, you would just iron it on by hand after you've manually traced and cut out your items. So as you can see here, we're just going ahead and picking out the numbers because the Cricut go ahead and mostly cuts it out for you, but you do have to just pull out those little pieces yourself manually. So of course, if you're doing a more in-depth project, this is going to take a lot longer, but for something like this actually was pretty easy. And once again, if you're cutting this out by hand, it won't be a big deal whatsoever. But something to keep in mind is you definitely need to be able to do all of this backwards because the part that we are currently pulling out, as you can see, the 007 is backwards. You need to be able to iron it on backwards, that way it is facing upwards when you're finished. So if you are doing this by hand, definitely make sure that you just do the numbers in reverse. So once you're done, this is what it should look like, and then we're ready to go ahead and iron it on. Now Kenzie actually has an amazing calculator. It's a Cricut calculator that you can look up online to tell you what heat you need to be able to do this on. So we're just lining up the rectangles on the sleeves and using the heat press to go ahead and meld this to the fabric. I believe that this said it was at 305 degrees for 30 seconds, and so we did this twice to make sure that each section was completely melded, and then we just went over it one more time for safe measure because it's better to go a little bit too long than not long enough and have the pieces pulling off. So this worked out really, really well, and we absolutely love how it turned out for the sleeves, and then we went ahead and moved on to the number. And then for the number, it is the exact same thing. You just line up the number where you want it on the chest and then go ahead and use the heat press on that for 30 seconds. And we actually did go over this twice because the first time it didn't seem to have melted completely. So the second time it was absolutely perfect. And then you can go ahead and remove the outer section of the piece, and then you have your completed Squid Game customized jacket. Next, I'm going to be showing you how you can create your very own customized prop Dalgona cookie, and also a little bonus prop marble as well, because that just happened on accident. So to start off, for the Dalgona cookie, I'm actually going to be taking some Model Magic and rolling that out between my hands to create a little circle, and then you're going to be flattening it like a pancake, and then just starting to expand that for your little tin. Now this tin was actually an old cookie cutter tin that I used, so that is actually what I found to be like the most popular when it comes to circular tins, are little cookie cutter tins, and so I just decided to shape it for the size of this tin. Now, in order to create the little indent in the tin, I decided to take a candle that was the perfect size, and then I'm going to be taking my star-shaped cookie cutter and just lightly pressing this in. You don't want to press it in all the way, just enough to indent the shape. I went ahead and let this dry overnight, and by the next morning I was ready to paint it. So those were the paints that I am using to color my cookie. Now of course I'm blending some together to create my own customized color, but you mostly want to have a nice pale goldish yellow for the entire cookie, and then when it comes to adding the details, we're going to be mixing in some of those darker shades. So I'm just going to be applying this all over the cookie to give it some nice full coverage. Now for adding some of the details, I'm going into the darker color and mostly applying this towards the edges, and then also applying it to the indents that we have for the star. And then of course you just want to take a little blending brush and apply this over top just to kind of help blend all the colors together seamlessly, because you don't want this to look like paint, you just want this to look like some natural detail that you would find if you were baking this cookie. Once that's completely painted, we're going to add our varnish. So for this, I'm actually using some clear nail polish and applying this all over the cookie, making sure to let that dry, and then you're going to have a nice satin finish once you're finished. So for the little bonus marble, I actually just had a random glob of hot glue continue to form in the shape of a circle, so I just decided to paint it, because obviously I didn't have any marbles, unfortunately. Moving on to the makeup, I'm going to be starting off by taking my Fenty Skin sunscreen and applying this all over my face to help moisturize it before going into my Becca Cosmetics under eye highlight and applying this under my eyes to help remove my natural dark circles, because I have not been getting any sleep this month. Next, I'm going to be taking my Milani Supercharged Concealer in 120 Peach, and I'm going to be applying that under my eyes and just blending that out to help add a little bit more warmth. I'm then going to be taking my MAC Strobe Cream and applying this to my cheekbones to help give a little bit of a natural glow under my foundation. For my foundation, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation in the shade 220N and applying this all over my face using my IT Cosmetics Airbrush Blurring Foundation Brush. For my contour, I'm going to be taking my Buckle Bunny Beauty Creamed Powder Foundation in Mocha and using this as a cream contour. I'm going to be applying this to all of the areas that I'd like to add some more shadow and definition, and then making sure to just blend that out as I go. For my highlight, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in number 14 and applying this to the areas that I now want to highlight. So this is going to be under my eyes and my forehead, and I'm just making sure to go ahead and blend that out. Next, to set my face, I'm going to be taking my Airspun Translucent Powder and applying that all over my face. Next, I'm going to be going into my KVD Beauty Shade and Light Contour Palette, taking this contour color, and I'm going to be applying that to the areas that I added the cream contour. And not only is this going to be helping set that cream contour, but it's also going to be adding some more definition as well. I'm then going to be going into this banana highlight color, and I'm going to be applying this under my eyes and also bringing that up to my forehead as well. Next, I'm going to be taking my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and applying this all over the areas that I want to help deepen the contour and add some more warmth. For my blush, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop Enchanted Mirror Blush and applying that to the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm also going to be going into my Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Highlighter and using this to highlight my cheekbones and my nose. Moving on to eyebrows, I'm going to be starting off by taking my NYX Precision Brow Pencil in black and using this to outline and fill in my brows before going into my Buckle Bunny Beauty Brow Wow Pomade in Loretta and using this to help deepen and darken the arch a little bit before setting all of this with my Benefit Cosmetics 24-Hour Brow Setter. I'm then going to be going into my Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer and applying this all over my eyelids before moving on to the eyeshadow, where I'm going to be taking my ColourPop Disney Designer It's a Princess Thing palette, taking Triton, and I'm going to be applying this all over my crease and making sure to blend that out as I go. I'm then going to be taking Chip and I'm going to be applying this in between the Triton eyeshadow and my brow bone to serve as a transition shade. And I'm going to be going back into Triton and I'm going to be applying this to my lower lash line and even softly blending this down under my eyes to help give the illusion of some dark circles under my eyes. Next, I'm going to be going into my ColourPop Disney Designer Midnight Masquerade palette, and I'm going to be taking Damsel, and using this, I'm going to be applying this under my eyes and under my nose to help give a little bit more of that illusion of some irritation. And last but not least, I'm going to be going into Ray, and using my finger, I'm going to be slightly dabbing this on to my eyelid to help give it a little bit of a sheen, and I'm also going to be applying that to my brow bone as well. I'm then going to be going into my KVD Beauty Tattoo Liner, and I'm going to be applying this to my upper lash line, and I'm just going to be creating a soft, subtle wing. Next, I'm going to be prepping my eyelashes by curling them before going into my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and just sweeping that through my upper and lower eyelashes. For my lips, I'm going to be taking my ColourPop Lippy Pencil in BFF3 and just lightly outlining my lips. And to top it off, I'm going to be taking my Sephora Collection lip gloss in Perfect Nude and applying that all over my lips. To create some fake freckles, I'm going to be going into my Skin Illustrator Flesh palette, taking these two brown colors, and on a chip brush, I'm just going to be splattering that on my face. This is an alcohol-activated palette, so if you do need a cheaper option, feel free to use some brown body paint or even brown eyeshadow as well. For my false eyelashes, I'm going to be taking my Kiss number 11s and just applying that to my lash line. I'm then going to be going back into my ColourPop Midnight Masquerade palette, taking New Dream, and I'm just going to be lightly applying this under my eyes. This is going to help give it a little bit more redness, and then we're going to be moving on to creating the cuts. So I'm going to be going into my Skin Illustrator FX palette, taking Blood Tone, and I'm just going to be creating some small cuts on my cheekbone, and also adding some to my lips as well. I'm then going to be going back into my Skin Illustrator Flesh palette, taking Rose Adjuster, and on a chip brush, I'm just going to be splattering this around the wounds to help add a little bit more redness before going into my Ben Nye Fresh Scab, and I'm just going to be applying this on to those injuries with a spatula. I'm then going to be adding a few more injuries to my face using the same techniques that I used for my cheek. And that is my completed Squid Game inspired makeup and costume tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Also, if you haven't already, please consider supporting me on Patreon. You can support me for as little as $1 a month and receive all exclusive behind the scenes sneak peeks of upcoming makeup looks before anybody else, and it really does help support me and my channel. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Hey Spoops, cutting in for a minute to tell you how you can enter in my Halloween giveaway worth over $200, where one of you will be winning all of these Halloween makeup goodies. This giveaway is going on from October 1st to October 31st at midnight, aka like November 1st at midnight, like in between, that in between space, that one. So in order to enter into my giveaway, you first need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel. Next is to leave a comment on my 2021 Halloween makeup tutorials. My Halloween makeup tutorials that I'm going to be uploading this month, it's ideally going to be one every weekday for the entire month of October, which comes out to 21 makeup tutorials. They are the tutorials that I'm going to be selecting the winner from. And the way that I'm going to be doing it is 21 makeup tutorials. I'm going to number them 1 through 21 and have a random number generator select a random number between 1 and 21, and I'm going to select that video associated with that number and have a random comment generator select a comment from that video. You can most definitely comment on all of my videos, and that gives you the best chance of entering, because that way you consistently have a comment on every single video, so that way whenever the video is picked randomly, you are definitely entered in that area. Third is you definitely need to make sure that whenever you leave a comment, this is very important, that you leave your Instagram handle tagged in the comment. I'm going to be DMing the winner through Instagram, so definitely make sure that your profile is public on Halloween, so that way I can DM you and let you know that you won. But I will need to be able to find you. If I click on your comment, I'm gonna need to be able to find you, so please leave your Instagram handles in the comments whenever you leave a comment throughout the entire month, just because I want to be able to message you and let you know that you won, because otherwise I won't really have a way to get a hold of you. And last but not least, this is unfortunately only open to US residents only. This is the first giveaway that I am doing. I would really love to open it up internationally in the future, sure. However, because this is the first giveaway, I want to make sure that it goes well, so I'm going to leave it US only for now, and then hopefully in future giveaways I can make it international. And because I'm not sure if I need to say this or not, no purchase is necessary in order to enter to win, and we will only be having one winner for all of these fun Halloween goodies. So I'm so excited. Once again, thank you guys so much for supporting me, and back to the video.